Zechariah chapter 8. The word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I am jealous for her with great wrath. Thus says the Lord, I will return to Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem shall be called the faithful city, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts shall be called the holy mountain. Thus says the Lord of hosts, Old men and old women shall again sit in the streets of Jerusalem, each with staff in hand, because of their great age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in its streets. Thus says the Lord of hosts. Even though it seems impossible to the remnant of these people in these days, should it also seem impossible to me, says the Lord of hosts. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will save my people from the east country, and from the west country, and I will bring them to live in Jerusalem. They shall be my people, and I will be their God, in faithfulness and in righteousness. Thus says the Lord of hosts, Let your hands be strong, you that have recently been hearing these words from the mouths of the prophets who were present when the foundation was laid for the rebuilding of the temple, the house of the Lord of hosts. For before those days there were no wages for people or for animals, nor was there any safety from the foe for those who went out or came in, and I set them all against one another. But now I will not deal with the remnant of this people as in the former days, says the Lord of hosts. For there shall be a sowing of peace. The vine shall yield its fruit, the ground shall give its produce, and the skies shall give their due. And I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things, just as you have been a cursing among the nations, O house of Judah and house of Israel. So I will save you, and you shall be a blessing. Do not be afraid, but let your hands be strong. For thus says the Lord of hosts, Just as I purposed to bring disaster upon you, when your ancestors provoked me to wrath, and I did not relent, says the Lord of hosts. So again, I have purposed in these days to do good to Jerusalem, and to the house of Judah. Do not be afraid. These are the things that you shall do. Speak the truth to one another. Render in your gates judgments that are true, and make for peace. Do not devise evil in your hearts against one another, and love no false oaths. For all these are things that I hate, says the Lord. The word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, the first of the 4th month, and the first of the 5th, and the first of the 7th, and the first of the 10th, shall be seasons of joy and gladness, and cheerful festivals for the house of Judah. Therefore, love truth and peace. Thus says the Lord of hosts. Peoples shall yet come, the inhabitants of many cities. The inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, Come, let us go to entreat the favor of the Lord, and to seek the Lord of hosts. I myself am going. Many peoples and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem, and to entreat the favor of the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts. In those days 10 men from nations of every language shall take hold of a Jew, grasping his garment, and saying, Let us go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. 撒迦利亚书第8章。万军之耶和华的话临到我说，万军之耶和华如此说，我为西安心里极其火热，我为他火热，向他的仇敌发烈怒。耶和华如此说，我现在回到西安，要住在耶路撒冷中，耶路撒冷必称为诚实的城，万军之耶和华的山必称为圣山。万军之耶和华如此说，将来必有年老的男女坐在耶路撒冷街上，因为年纪老迈，就手拿拐杖。城中街上必满有男孩女孩玩耍。 万军之耶和华如此说：到那日，这事在余剩的民眼中看为稀奇，在我眼中也看为稀奇吗？这是万军之耶和华说的。万军之耶和华如此说：我要从东方从西方救回我的民，我要领他们来，使他们住在耶路撒冷中，他们要做我的子民，我要做他们的神，都凭诚实和公义。万军之耶和华如此说：当建造万军之耶和华的殿，立根基之日的先知所说的话，现在你们听见，应当手里强壮。那日以先，人得不着顾价，牲畜也是如此，且因敌人的缘故，出入之人不得平安，乃因我使众人互相攻击。但如今我待这余剩的民必不像从前。这是万军之耶和华说的。因为他们必平安撒种，葡萄树必结果子，地土必有出产，天也必降甘露。我要使这余剩的民享受这一切的福。犹大家和以色列家啊，你们从前在列国中怎样成为可咒诅的，照样我要拯救你们，使人称你们为有福的。你们不要惧怕，手要强壮。万军之耶和华如此说：你们列祖惹我发怒的时候，我怎样定义降祸，并不后悔。现在我照样定义施恩于耶路撒冷和犹大家。你们不要惧怕，你们所当行的是这样：个人与邻舍说话诚实，在城门口按治理判断，使人和睦，谁都不可心里谋害邻舍，也不可喜爱其假事，因为这些事都为我所恨恶。这是耶和华说的。万军之耶和华的话临到我说：万军之耶和华如此说：4月、5月禁食的日子，7月、10月禁食的日子，必变为犹大家欢喜快乐的日子和欢乐的节期，所以你们要喜爱诚实与和平。万军之耶和华如此说：将来必有列国的人和多城的居民来到，这城的居民必到那城说：我们要快去恳求耶和华的恩，寻求万军之耶和华，我也要去。必有列邦的人和强国的民来到耶路撒冷，寻求万军之耶和华，恳求耶和华的恩。万军之耶和华如此说：在那些日子，必有10个人从列国诸族中出来，拉住一个犹大人的衣襟，说：我们要与你们同去，因为我们听见神与你们同在了。